Sorry to make you wait like that, Mom. I apologize. This is never gonna happen again. But on a more serious note, though, this is where you're introduced to the saving system. If you wish to toggle it on, I am not, by the way. I'm gonna get into why a bit later. Every time you win prize money, you're going to give 25% of that money to your mom, who's going to save it and occasionally buy some stuff for you. Personally, I like to be in control of where my money goes, so that's why I chose not to do it. Anyway, you can either withdraw money, deposit some, you can turn the automatic saving system on or off, depending on whether you want to do it or not. But I'm going to explain it more in depth a bit later on, because now it's time for the traditional tutorial on how to catch Pokémon in Gold, Silver, Crystal. This was done by some random NPC, but here, since we got an otherwise pointless character, well, might as well use her. So, basically, yeah, you just jump around and this is how you catch a Pokémon! Was I too fast? Well, if you ever have any problems, just remember what you just saw in slow motion. God, I love Portal 2. So much quotable material, a godsend for a guy like me who can't make his own jokes. But anyway, for this tutorial, we're going to be seeing a level 2 Rattata, the most boring, plain thing you will ever see. So, first step, you want to weaken the opponent first. And why am I telling you that? We all know how to catch Pokemon. This is the 5th tutorial we have to see since I began this LP series. No, it's not ready for a Pokeball. It's still in the green with no status whatsoever. Oh, sure, I know it's a tutorial, just to give you an idea of what to do. But still, just saying, you know, it's ready for a Pokeball, it's a lie. And obviously it's going to be an instant catch because it's a tutorial, it's scripted that way. But, no, it wasn't ready for a Pokeball. You really could have weakened it further, and, well, I know a Marill can't inflict status, really. Oh, now she says that. Well, at least she acknowledges the fact that, she screwed up a little. But, yeah, the lower the HP, the better, and if you can get a status on it, well, it's even better. Sleep and freeze are the best, but poison, paralysis, and burn can also help. Now, as you probably noticed, we're at night, and there's a very good reason for that. It's because, oh, speak of the devil, a male Hoothoot! Well, that's because I wanted to catch a male Hoothoot. Actually, this is why I'm doing this during the night. I'm going out of my way to do so, because, well, this is one of those Pokemon that I'm not planning on using as a team member, but I'm going to use it for breeding a future team member. Once again, I'll get into my plans a little later. For now, am I going to be able to catch it? 3? Alright, well, I guess I could have poisoned it with poison powder, but it was sort of unnecessary, considering, well, it's a Hoothoot, it's already got a good catch rate and everything. So yeah, just one ball in the yellow was more than enough. So, I'm going to be done for now, so see you tomorrow for more. Good morning, YouTube! How are you doing? So, there's yet another reason why I wanted to wait until daytime to continue, and it's because I want to catch yet another Pokemon on this route. If I can find a Sentret, I'm going to catch it, but first I'm going to grab this Apricorn again, since we're totally different day from yesterday. Duh. But, yeah, I want to find a Sentret on this route before moving on, and oh! Well, I'm in luck in this part. I was about to say today, but I began recording yesterday. But yeah, you know what they say, ask and you shall receive. Tackled and even come close to killing, which is good. I'm going to try poisoning it to increase my chances. Ah! Oh, I missed! But okay, let's try this again. Okay, it's poisoned. Shouldn't deal too much damage. I should be able to catch it before it dies. So, hurt by poison, how much is it going to do? Well, almost nothing, which is sort of normal at this kind of very, very low levels. Not going to explain the whole map, but usually low-level Pokemon are going to suffer less from poison and burn. So, Sentret was caught with one ball as well, so now we're entirely done with the route to 29 for now. By the way, I want to use Sentret as an HM slave, not a team member. HM slave is something Sentret is actually very good at, especially when it evolves into Ferret. Oh yeah, it's still poison, so yeah, in Generation 4 they changed it so that whenever a Pokemon is poisoned and it falls down to 1 HP, instead of dying, it hangs on with 1 HP and the poison goes away, which is a very nice touch, otherwise it would have been so annoying. But it still means you gotta take it to a Pokemon Center fast, because unless you can heal with 1 HP, you're not gonna go very far. So, now that everybody's healed, we can head off to Route 30. Remember that place that was blocked off by a few trainers battling? Well, we can go there now. We can move on beyond that spot, head to Violet City. Of course, because it would suck if it was still blocked. It would pretty much mean game over. And in a game like that, such a kind of thing would be inexcusable. This is the kind of thing that you might see in a really bad hack or something, but this isn't a bad hack. This is actually a retail game, so that kind of glitches would really be unwelcome. But anyway, I was talking about Mom's savings earlier on. Basically how this works, as I said, whenever you win prize money from defeating trainers... Oops, I already talked to this guy, sorry about that. But yeah, you can send 25% of that prize money to your mom, and sometimes she's gonna buy items with the money you send her. If you like to be in control of your money, I recommend turning it off, but if you don't really mind, you can turn it on. I actually do mind more in this game since there is no Versus Seeker, so no easy source of infinite income, so I like being in control of my money, though if you ever end up being all topped out with $999,999, I suggest that you deposit some, because that means you can get an extra million that way, though some of it will go away at regular intervals. But anyway, I'm just going to interrupt that for a second, because this guy with the cat right here is probably the most famous random trainer in the series. Meet Youngster Joey. If you've never heard of him, basically, well, if you've ever heard the phrase top percentage Rattata, this is the guy who says it. Yep, he's got his only one level 4 Rattata, but whenever he calls you later on, once you get his phone number, sometimes he's going to tell you that his Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattatas, which actually, it's not a joke or anything like that. It's actually true. His Rattata is indeed a top percentage Rattata. Yes, I'm going to take the phone number, since, well, I can store an infinite number of them in this game, just like in the match call in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Instead of just having that stupid limit of 10 in Gold, Silver, Crystal. God, that was bullshit. Though that means you're gonna have sometimes, calls that are completely pointless, such as the aforementioned top percentage Rattata thing. But yeah, I got sidetracked again, sorry about that. His Rattata is really the best Rattata possible because it has max IVs. No kidding, you probably didn't notice because it went away so fast, but it has max IVs, a distinction it shares with Cynthia's Garchomp, something that I failed to mention in my Platinum LP somehow, but now you know Cynthia's Garchomp has max IVs everywhere as well, and according to Iris, that Garchomp qualifies as cute. What the hell? We obviously don't have the same definition of cute. But yeah, about that Rattata, I think I said everything I wanted to say. I hope I get to show you that phone call, though, at some point in this LP, because it's actually really hilarious, because, well, it's a meme, and memes are always hilarious. Well, not really, but that's besides the point. Okay, no stealing other people's Pokemon. Well, of course you can only catch wild Pokemon. Can't steal them from trainers since this isn't Coliseum or XD. Yeah, I was talking about Mom's savings. Basically, in Gold, Silver, Crystal, she bought items, you know, to put in your rooms, like dolls and such. So that was really aggravating because she basically spent money on stuff you didn't need at all. But in this game, sometimes she's going to spend some of it on actual items that you can hold in your bag. Well, actually, I think all the items she buys are items you can have in your bag. Most of them are type resistance berries, like for example the Yaka berry, the Yache berry, and stuff like that. But sometimes you'll get other items, like for example, I think you can actually get choice scarves that way. There are a few other items like that. And there are also items that basically scream you just got screwed because you can buy them anywhere. Stuff like repels, super potions, hyper potions as well. So basically that's Mom's savings in a nutshell. If you don't mind seeing some of your money go away sometimes in favor of a type resistance berry, you can turn it on, but personally I'd rather not. And by the way, whenever you get an item, whenever she buys one, you can get the item from Delivery Man in any Pokemon, just like items you get through mystery gifts. Anyway, I got a few minutes left, so why don't I talk about my team so that I'm not going to hear about it anymore? Basically, the whole thing with whether to use Meganium or Gengar is pretty much settled now, so my first team member is almost certainly going to be Gengar. There are also going to be two other team members that are going to return from my Crystal LP. Those are Lapras and Raikou. I'm also going to be using a Crobat that I'm going to breed Hypnosis on, which is why I wanted to catch a male Hoothoot yesterday. It learns Hypnosis very quickly and can breed it on a Zubat, so there you go. That's another team member that I want to use, a Hypnosis Crobat. And I'm also going to use an Entei, which is going to act as a replacement for Typhlosion in my Crystal LP. Yes, I'm going to use Entei this time around. It's going to be a mixed Entei with Flamethrower, Dig, Return, and whatever else. I guess I'll see then. There's got to be something I can use. And to round out my team, well, obviously, since I'm playing Soul Silver, that means I'm probably going to have plans for Lugia, and it's going to be the one who rounds out my team. The problem is that I can only get it after the 8th gym, but at the same time it comes 5 levels higher than it did in Silver, so that's a neat trade-off, and I'm confident that I can do the remainder of the game with only 5 Pokemon in the meantime. And Lugia is going to be there in my team for when I need it the most. That is the endgame gauntlet with the Elite Four and the Champion. So yeah, that's basically how my team is going to go. I'm going to have Gengar, Crobat, Lapras, Raikou, Entei, and Lugia. And if you're wondering about Suicune, well, if you remember in Hard Gold and Soul Silver, you can only obtain it in Kanto. So I can't use it at all in the main game. However, I will be able to use Raikou and Entei since they haven't changed at all since Crystal. Anyway, this is the entrance to the Dark Cave, which I can enter it, obviously, since the entrance is right there. I'm not going to be able to go too far in there because you need flash to illuminate the place since it's pitch black inside. So let's hump another apricorn tree. It's a black apricorn. And yeah, as I said before, I don't have plans for any of Kurt's Pokeballs outside of Lugia. But the apricorns are there, so I might as well pick them up. So, okay, I don't think I'm going to have time to fight that trainer down there, so I'm going to keep it for next time, so see you then.